Maybe there's some things you ought not to know in this world. So government really doesn't want you to know. A few things I figured out along the way, through experience and through my connections, or through the people that I met along the way that were at very high levels. I overheard them talk my whole life. No one ever listened to me. So I found that just listening was the best thing I could do, which I'm back to right now, unfortunately, except I'm on this tube. I really have nothing left to say anymore to anybody around me in person. Because it seems like more people will watch this and listen to me this way than they will the other way, in person. And guess what? I'm a scary guy. Scary looking guy. I mean, my probation officer that I had for doing something, for smoking weed, which I really needed actually. And I didn't even know it was legal at the time. Or it was going to be legal. It was becoming legal. I would have waited. But I didn't know what else to do. Even him. He thought, because of what happened to me with Larry, that I might go after the kids. Well, that's the opposite. Actually, I protect the weak now. I'm better at it. I never was. I have. Stopped the girl from getting slapped upside the face. Bridged. Doing a bridge over the hood of a car. Guy had her down. I was slapping her. Young kid. I was his age. I was a little younger. I stopped it from happening. I stopped tuberculosis from getting in the country. Speaker was the last name of the guy. She left the hospital here in the country. He was quarantined. He wasn't locked in or anything, but he was quarantined. He ran out. He left the hospital with his mask on and everything. To go meet his wife so he can get married. So he took off on a flight to France. All I knew was that he was coming back the first week of April 2007 on an Air France flight back to America or back to, I figured, Montreal. That's the way the terrorists do it. They fly to Montreal first, then they come down 87 across the border. Well, those border agents already knew they were getting paid off somehow because they were letting me through without ever checking me. Just because my taxi said city taxi. That was a way of getting people through. I'm getting paid off by letting people through in a taxi, a local American taxi called City Taxi or Alpine Taxi. Those are the only two taxis in Plattsburgh. Taxi companies, that is. There may be a few gypsies around, but as far as taxi companies go, they're used to seeing a sign on it. They're used to seeing that sign in a taxi. They ain't checking people in the back seat. They may even know the driver by checking his passport a few times, but they never checked mine once. I went through twice, which means you're letting people into the border too. Well, I called the FBI down at Federal Plaza. I didn't know any other FBI in New York. I didn't know I should be calling the Albany FBI, but well, they couldn't help me much down up there. I was getting cut off left and right. People were fucking with my cell phone. I was told by Verizon I had my liberty stolen from me. Well, it followed me down here to Connecticut. It all followed me. I don't know why. Me. But I have a feeling what's after me is none other than mafia. And why I've had so much bad luck in the last 8 years. I have to get far away from here before I seem to get away from people that seem to know me. And I know now more people know me in Connecticut and New York State and in Vermont and in California. So a couple of yous. And in Florida. And I'm happy to know that. So I'm going to continue on with what I know is going on right now. That fly problem. The TG5 problem we have right now, the fly that's carrying all of those, that disease, probably invented by one of our governments anyway. Probably invented by our government. We got the most research going. Probably invented by a government scientist. Okay? Or a scientist, period. A corporate scientist. One or the other, but it probably didn't happen naturally. AIDS was probably invented by man. A lot of these illnesses were invented by men, depopulating the earth to the point at which the rich and their military can handle it. And who the richest military is, who the rich, their military It's not the United States military. The U.S. military will not go for that. We don't go for that kind of shit. No, the UN's military, though. No, they're the biggest military on Earth. Huge. Their own military. Not just, they don't just have the 250 countries that they can get along to go with them, maybe a few of them, if they wanted to do this. But they're trying very hard to do it subliminally, subtly, under our noses, by feeding us chemicals through the air, through the water, through the air we breathe. If you sit in traffic for an hour a day, you might as well smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. And that's the truth. Debunk that. Now, secondly, depopulation doesn't have to happen. It happens, natural selection, or Darwin's theory, happens naturally. Darwin never believed in doing it unnaturally. It happens naturally. But they're trying to even depopulate the world with their babies now. Less people coming out because they realized that people are pumping out more babies. See, for every generation, it's exponential. So they created the TC5 thing to kill the babies before they even come out, to ruin them before they come out, even in the womb. So you can have that many babies. They're trying to cut down on the birth rate because they know they can't handle it. If there's too many people, we can't fight back because they know we're starting to fight back. See, it's like this. Red and blue. Here's your blue. Here's your red. They're like a pyramid, like on the dollar, but that'll hold steady. If the people try to push this way or that way, they ain't pushing on that. But if these two stand straight up and separate, red and blue, if they were separate, really truly separate, the people, like two tall buildings, could topple them one way or the other. You know, topple the Democratic Party, or topple the Republican Party, or topple both. They would topple. You see? So they stand together. They actually work together. You live in a paradigm. Your government is a paradigm in the USA. And most governments around are dictatorships. Now, they're easy to topple. That's just one man at the top standing tall and straight. You've got a whole bunch of people that you think are arguing. The argument's bullshit. It's really not an argument amongst Hillary. And they're starting to topple because they're starting to agree on immigration. They don't want these immigrants running around loose with no social security number or visa or green card. No, they want to mark them down. They just want to do it in two different ways. They're starting to get to the point where they're agreeing on things. Yet they can't agree on how to do it. It's just a difference in how to do it. It's not a difference in what to do. It's a difference in how to get it done. And that's why there's so much arguing going on. Because once you get the who's, the what's, the where's, the who's, the what's, the when's, and the where's are very easy facts to know. The who's, the illegal aliens. The what's, I don't know, the illegal aliens. The where, they're everywhere. The hows and the whys are tough to answer. Once you get the why, they're here. God only knows. That's a tough question to ask. You'd have to ask each one individually why they're here. We don't need to know that. Just get them legalized. Keep track of them. So we can keep track of them, right? Well, both parties want that. So they're standing together like that. They're trying to. But the people are getting very strong now. And it is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. And that's what our politicians seem to forget. It was created that way. And the ultimate checks and balance system between the government is between the government and the people. The civilians are just civilians, not government workers. Private civilians are the ultimate balance or check system. We will always have this government in check. There will always be check going on. There will never be a checkmate unless other countries get involved, which is involving the UN. That's the problem I heard they're having lately. Okay? They're not going to say it straight to your face, and they're not going to do it like Hitler did. That was just straight up killing. But if they can do it slowly, get this generation, this last generation, to fall off the planet a little quicker than normal, which they've done. They've had them get into all this DuPont shit. My dad puts more shit in his fucking hair. If he didn't put it in there, it wouldn't be falling out the way it is. He had a full head of hair. Trying to dress it up with everything. I mean, these sort of salad dressing is mayonnaise back in the day. Mayonnaise is salad dressing. What is that one? Miracle Whip. Oh, yeah, that's a miracle, all right. A miracle heart attack at 25. My grandfather died earlier than he had to. My grandmother died earlier than they had to. They were fed the wrong information. Wheat at the top of the food chain. For man, that used to be the way it was. Well, unfortunately, we figured it out. They didn't have that pyramid anymore, that food pyramid. It kept changing. Dairy, that's all it was. Meat, milk, wheat at the top. Vegetables at the bottom. Wheat is the worst thing you can have for diabetes. They've created a diabetic plague in this country. Everyone has diabetes. Now, you want to learn how to deal with diabetes? These are 3 secrets to keep your sugar balanced. Then I'm done with the information. 3 ways to keep your sugar balanced if you're a diabetic. If you're young and it hasn't gotten to you already like I am. Green tea. 1 a day, Arizona. 2 a day. Just as much green tea as you can drink. It's not bad for you. It's an antioxidant. It does a lot of things for you. But it's also a sugar stabilizer. Cocoa. Dark chocolate. Doesn't have as much sugar in it as regular chocolate. Cocoa. Okay, you get cocoa out of that. More cocoa than you do sugar. Or more cocoa for the bang. Okay. And also cinnamon. Throw a little cinnamon toast. You can have your sugar because you're having your cinnamon. It's going to keep it stable. Have it in the morning. So all day it's in you. Keep it going. Your sugar will stay stable. It's been working for me. And lose weight. If you're overweight and you're at the point where you're diabetic and you're overweight and you're at the point where you just can't walk even, then do yoga. That's like sitting. You start with sitting positions. I have a friend of mine. She's a woman. She couldn't really do exercise. She was huffing and puffing up the steps and everything. I give her the advice. She's a nurse. I give her the advice yoga. She's been doing it for about 1.5 years. You see her now. She runs up those steps. She's not out of breath. Okay? Not anymore. Neither am I. 210, 213, whatever. Actually, I'm close to high school weight. 203, 6'2". All right? In good shape. Now I'm starting a little fat on my bone.